On the ropes, I'm out here, media day for Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Before I go ahead and talk about future opponents, man, you got an up-and-coming opponent, King Tug. What you know about him, and what's the strategy going into that fight?
I mean, he's tough. He can actually fight. You know, he's a tough competitor. I think he's better than a lot of the guys in the upper echelon right now competing. I think he's better than Leo Santa Cruz or one of these guys. He's more technical. I think my ring generalship, my hand speed, my explosiveness, and my IQ, you know, ultimately will, you know, dictate the fight and control the pace of what goes on in the fight.
Now, speaking on the 126 division, I think back in October, Josh Warrington had actually mentioned you at one point in time, but recently he's been going back and forth with Shakur Stevenson. What is your thoughts on that right now as far as opponents for 2020?
I mean, Josh Warrington is nothing more than a bar fighter. He just goes in there and throws punches. His knockout percentages is ridiculous. He don't have any knockouts. You know, he's not a big puncher. He just throws a lot of punches. I would beat his ass. Josh Warrington don't want no problem. He really didn't want to fight. He mentioned me while he was already obligated to compete against somebody else. So he can spend them tactics with somebody else. I know what it really is. He don't want no smoke.
Could a fight happen with you and Shakur Stevenson at the 126?
It's very possible. Would he get in the ring? I don't know. I think Shakur is probably one of the only ones that got the balls to probably get in the ring with me. I honestly like Shaw. I think he's the only one that had the balls get in the ring with me, and I think that's only because he's young. And I feel like a lot of times when you're young, you don't make the best decisions in life. You know, you don't make some of the best choices. You know, so I don't know. I'll be honest with you, he's not even anybody that's nowhere near in my mind. I don't plan on being at 26. I only stayed at 26 to get a unification with Leo Santa Cruz. If I don't get it after this fight, I plan on moving up and weight anyway.
Yeah, speaking of that, on the Boxer Voice, you talked about skipping over the 130, going straight to the 135.
Yeah,
what was the mindset behind that?
I mean, it's certain guys that I want to fight. I wanted to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. I want to rematch with Lomachenko. You know, it's a couple guys that I want to fight. You know, and I feel like the only way for me to do it is to put myself in the weight division that they're in. There's no one that I was interested in fighting at 130 or in any of the other weight divisions.
What's the likelihood or the possibility to get in some of these matchups that you won in 2020? Because one of the things you talked about is you wanted to be more active in 2020. Like after this fight, you wanted to fight again in another 4 months or so, which is roughly around May.
May, June, somewhere around there. That'd be perfect time. The perfect time. And God willing, we injury-free, I would love to go right back. I'd love to go right back. I want to move up in weight. I planned on skipping past 130. The only reason why I would stop at 30 is if Tevin Farmer beats JoJo Diaz. If he beats JoJo Diaz, Tevin Farmer called me and he called me out to pretty much stated that if he beat JoJo, he'll like to fight. He'll like to fight me. If that's the case, I give him what he asked for. You gotta be careful what you ask for.
You know, speaking on that, with that fight between Tevin Farmer and JoJo Diaz, let's say if JoJo Diaz won, do you think he would want to fight you again, a rematch?
I'm not sure.
Would you want that?
Would I want it?
Yeah.
It's nothing that I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
It's nothing that I'm thinking about now. If he was adamant about it, you know, he called me out and he said, hey, I want Gary Russell Jr., I want to fight him again, I want to do it again. At that point, of course, I give it to him. I'm a true fighter. I'll answer the call. You know, but honestly, that's not someone that I'm interested in competing against. I want to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. I want to fight Leo Santa Cruz. I want to fight, once again, Vasily Lomachenko. These are guys that I want to compete against, and I want to put myself in the weight division that they are in to make the fights more likely to happen.
With that being said, going up to the 135, who would be a likely first opponent for you if you're unable?
Doesn't matter. Anybody in the top 10. Anybody in the top 10. I want them. Don't matter. And guess what? Hopefully, you'll have these guys that'll be a little disrespectful, you know, that'll underestimate me and say, well, he's a small guy. Shit, I'll take the fight. He's too small. I'm big, I'm strong, I'll fight him. And I'm embarrassed.
How serious or how close have the talks been with the Leo Santa Cruz?
I mean, I've been promised to fight with him after this one. You know, Al pretty much stated that he'll give me a fight with Leo Santa Cruz after this fight. God willing, we get through this guy. I've been hearing talks about him and Gervonta Tank Davis fighting. I just don't see that fight making place. I damn sure don't see it taking place at 130 because I feel like Gervonta Tank Davis, he's too. His professionalism, I feel like he has professionalism in the sport, and I think the lifestyle that he lives, he moves up 2-3 weight classes. 126 couldn't make weight, 130 couldn't make weight, and now he's at 135 and still couldn't really make weight. You know, and I think if they were to make that fight happen for him at 130, I think his unprofessionalism would catch up to him, man. He couldn't make weight for that fight either.
Now I gotta ask you about this young man that you know very well. Has been here many a times, like family to you. Or family is family to you. Jaleel Hackett.
What about him?
Now, what do you think about him, man, and what he's doing right now?
I think Shawty should be all right. Hopefully, he can put himself in a situation where though he can reap the fruits of his labor, you know, in the work in this hard sport. You know, it's crazy because it's a very small percentage that really get out of it what they put into it. You know, so I'm not sure if he's going to be one of the ones that's going to break through that barrier, you know, and get it, or if he's going to fall by the wayside. Only time will tell.
You know, because his father really talked about what he learned from your father and stuff, and the experiences he took away from that.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of guys that's super talented. You know, even they talking about Michael Jordan, the guys that was better than Michael Jordan. You know, Michael Jordan was the one that made it. You know, so you never know what obstacles or hurdles life might throw you away. You know, adversity that life might throw you away to kind of offset your course. All we can do is keep our fingers crossed. He got a good pedigree behind him. I think he's strong, he's tough, he got a lot of heart. He's definitely gonna come and fight. You know, but sometimes you need a little more than that, and only time will tell.
No, speaking of your brother Antoine, currently right now, man, he's getting the job done. 12 wins, 12 KOs. He said he didn't really like his last performance, but he got the job done with a KO because he said it's all about the way you do it.
That's right.
Talk about your brother and that whole weight division at the 140.
I mean, I think my younger brother at 140, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Right now, I think he's ready for any of the guys in his division that are champions. I think he can definitely put his foot in just about any of them guys or hang with any of them guys as world champion. And they might want to start looking in their rearview mirror because he's coming real fast.
Real fast and real.
He's planning on, you know, stepping up his activity as well. So we'll see. I think he's going to be a force in that weight division. Definitely.
Hey, man, I really appreciate your time as always, Gary. You stay in the gym, man.
Man, grind time. Can't help it. I love it.
All right, we out on the ropes. Gary Russell Jr.